What's going on, guys? So I have an interesting one. I've actually had some of you reach out to me individually, sporadically here and there, asking me if I was planning on getting these fragrances and if I was interested in trying them, and they'd like to hear my thoughts on it. And oddly enough, out of the blue, randomly, I get an email from a representative for English Laundry the other day, saying they saw my old House Talk video from like 3 years ago, and interesting takeaway from that. They said not that many people like Windsor. It was nice to see somebody that enjoys Windsor, which I think is a great spicy fragrance. I digress. And they asked if I was interested in checking out the new Armour and Noir Castle from them. And I was, well, of course, absolutely. The usual. As long as you don't mind what comes out of my mouth, just know anything goes. And as long as you're good with that, then by all means. They agreed. They sent them. We have a 30% off discount code. It's not an affiliate link or anything, but there is a code for you guys to use on the English Laundry site in the event you like what you hear and want to make a purchase. So I haven't looked at any note breakdowns. I have no freaking idea what these are supposed to smell like, but this is going to be one of the more interesting first impressions videos I've done in a while because this was so unexpected. So let's check them out. Stay tuned. I think I want to start with Noir Castle first. So let's go ahead and get this plastic off real quick. We'll take a look at the box because the boxes have changed. They have changed quite a bit from how they used to be, the old fragrances, which it's no secret if you've watched me for a pretty long time, you know that I really love Cambridge Night, Windsor, Riviera, and Oxford Blue. It's kind of my four favorites. This has it's not an actual wax seal, but it's a print of an English Laundry wax seal logo. It says Noir Castle's Eau de Parfum. So it turns out there is some notes I just noticed. So I guess we're not really completely going in blind here because I can see the notes. Top notes of green apple and grapefruit, mid notes of jasmine, petals and geranium, base notes of cedarwood and sandalwood. Did not realize that they had that on there. The silica pack fell out. Now this is a strange looking bottle. I don't know how I feel about that. Always love the little cutouts in the boxes. Honestly, I don't dig the new style. I don't dig that. It's not a sticker. It's actually painted on there. I feel like the black border is not necessary here. I mean, I know it's irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, but I feel like it adds a cheapness to the look. Just being honest here. I do like this gradient look. From this kind of fogged white down to this fogged black, I guess you could say, gradient with the black cap. That all looks good. But I feel like they'd have been fine without the black border. Maybe just the font in black. Food for thought for whoever's watching this from English Laundry. That's what I would have did, but at the end of the day, I don't make those decisions. So let's spray this bad boy and see what we are working with. Two good sprays on the top of the forearm. It's familiar, as is most of their fragrances. It's got a little tone of a spiciness to it. Very fresh, very aromatic and fruity. It's familiar. I can't pinpoint what the hell this smells like. Almost bubblegummy Invictus type of smell, but not Invictus. It's not Invictus. But it's in that family. It's that blue, it's a blue vibe to the fragrance. It's got an aquatic feel with an underlying spiciness. And I don't think there's a spicy note outside of potentially the geranium being earthy or something. Green apple, grapefruit, jasmine, geranium, cedarwood, sandalwood. It's got to be the cedarwood. Gotta be. That's giving this a little bit of, I mean, it's coming across like it could be a little spicy, but there's no spicy note. That's could be kind of a rough edge of some cedarwood maybe, but it's got kind of a spicy tone. Super, super, super mass appealing. My cup of tea. My my jam, if you will. This is my kind of stuff, don't get me wrong. It smells super familiar. I cannot pinpoint. It's on the tip of my tongue what this smells like. But it's their twist on it. That's usually the case. Like Cambridge Night smells like Invictus, but the black currant and the lily of the valley and everything add this maturity, that tart, dark edge to it. Cambridge Night, in some ways, is better than original Invictus. It doesn't have the heavy sweetness. For a long time, I wore it more than Invictus. I have multiple bottles of it. It's almost like, kind of like Wanted, Azzaro Wanted. I think that's what it's reminding me of. Something along the lines of Azzaro Wanted. Because it's got, but I mean, obviously there's no heavy dose of cinnamon here, but it kind of gives a similar feel to that fragrance. Final answer, I'm going to say it's kind of their twist on Azzaro Wanted's DNA. It's kind of what it smells like to me. It smells really good. I know I've kind of been trying to pinpoint what the hell it is without talking about if I like it or not. I really like it. I really like it. This is not what I was anticipating, especially when I saw the notes. The notes don't really jive with what I'm smelling. The apple does. Is there apple in here? It smells like apple. Yes, green apple. Okay. I definitely smell apple. Geranium, it's a little earthy, darker geranium, not necessarily a super minty geranium. There's maybe a little minty freshness here, but this geranium cedarwood combo could be providing me with kind of that spicy feel that I would attribute to Azzaro Wanted. I'm actually, aside from this cheesy label on the bottle, I don't like this on the bottle, but as far as the scent profile, I really like the scent profile. Seems to be pushing pretty good off my wrist at the moment. What's performance like, I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you guys on that. This is just the first impressions. But my first impression on this one is it reminds me of the Azzaro Wanted family. That's what's sticking out in my mind now. I could be off a little bit here, but it's very similar to that. A little bit more fruity. Kind of like Eros meets Azzaro Wanted. Along those lines. Granted, Oxford Blue is more like Eros and actually is a little bit more refined. Has an iris note that stands out. Oxford Blue I've always deemed, and I've said it in the past, to be kind of a slightly more matured version of Eros. Whereas here I feel like, and it could be that geranium and apple is what's providing kind of this little touch of Eros that I'm getting. Like it's Eros meets Azzaro Wanted is what this scent profile reminds me of. I really like it. So if you like either of those fragrances, you're bound to like this fragrance. Noir Castle does smell really good. Not a meh fragrance to me. So I don't know what Armour is going to be like, but Noir Castle smells really freaking good. Let's check out Armour and see what that one's about. Obviously, they have the notes on the back of the box, so I'll just, when I grab it, I'll read the notes. But how many of you have tried this? Please sound off in the comments. If you're getting a similar thing to me, do you smell Eros and Azzaro Wanted? Kind of a combination of it. Because I'm definitely getting apple, geranium, cedarwood, and almost like a little bit of a vanilla feel. It's a little all over the place compared to the notes. It smells really good. Okay, let's take a look at Armour. I'm kind of still taken back a little bit by Noir Castle. That's not what I was expecting at all. It was not necessarily a pleasant surprise, because, I mean, I haven't really smelled an English Laundry fragrance that I would deem a bad fragrance. So I expect all of these to be at least good fragrances that would at least warrant a 5 out of 10 rating, you know? But here we go. Armour. Interesting, like, chainmail look to the pattern. Eau de parfum. Here we go. Top notes: bergamot, lemon zest, and aromatic. I guess that means aromatic notes. Mid notes of lavender, geranium, and rose. Base notes of patchouli, oak moss, and warm musk. So this is supposed to be a warmer fragrance. Another silica pack falling out. Here we go. That's a cooler looking bottle. This is definitely a nicer look to the bottle than Noir Castle. That's cool looking. This might be the coolest looking English Laundry bottle I've ever seen. You can still see it's frosted, deeply frosted and gradient, and you can still see the juice level, and the cap even has a matte finish to tie into the gradient. Okay, this looks way better than this does. This is cool looking. This is, like I said, probably, it's gotta be. Yeah, this is the coolest looking English Laundry bottle I've ever seen. And yes, I have seen the Crown bottle. I would deem that a cool looking bottle too. So let's and the atomizer's a matte finish. Nice touch. So they did very well with the presentation here. Let's give it 2 good sprays and see what this is all about. Let's see if I like it more or less than Noir Castle. Wave that around a little bit. I'm still not breathing through my nose. Very zesty, so the lemon zest. Very zesty and extremely aromatic, a little soapy. Very soapy. Soapy, lemony smell. Lemony and soapy. A little minty. A little minty. Is mint in here? I don't think mint's in here. Geranium. There you go. So it's not the same geranium. It's a little minty, zesty lemon smell. So that zing to the lemon. I would attribute it to like Bleu de Chanel Parfums lemon zest. That zingy type of lemon feel. Soapy clean, minty, fresh, very bright. This is nice. This is a clean fragrance here. This is a very, very clean fragrance. This reminds me of something as well, and I can't pinpoint this either. This one's going to be a little bit more of a challenge to think about what it reminds me of. It's got almost an iced lemon type of smell because of the mintiness from the geranium. This is a much more fresh and minty geranium. Whereas I would think Noir Castle, that's a little bit darker, earthy geranium. This is a much more fresh geranium because it's a bright mintiness that I'm getting here. Not the Vicks Vapor Rub menthol mintiness that you get in a Parfums de Marly Latent or anything like that. This is very, very familiar. I can't pinpoint what that. It may come to me here in just a moment, but in this particular instance, I can't pinpoint what it smells like, but it's familiar. Like I said, all of their fragrances, when I smell them, they're familiar. They remind me of something, you know? And it's usually their version or their twist on said fragrance. This is something I've smelled recently. I'm very curious. Still iced lemon. Still got a little bit of zest to it, not as much as the top, the opening blast. Very minty fresh. A light floral undertone, but not really. I mean, barely any florals to it, which I think there's a few florals like rose and stuff like that. Yeah, well, I mean, there's lavender, geranium, and rose. They're all 3 florals, but the lavender is very, very dominant here. The geranium stands out. I just don't really get any rose. Patchouli, oak moss, warm musk. Not really a strong presence in patchouli. It's definitely a warmth. It's not overtly musky. It's not really musky or anything. At least not right now. It may settle into that more. This is a clean, everyday fragrance. Good for the warm weather. Office safe. Super, super safe. Even safer than Noir Castle. Noir Castle's actually got more sex appeal to it than this does. Because it's, like I said, Eros meets Azara Wanted is kind of the realm of that scent profile. I cannot pinpoint. It's so familiar. I've smelled this scent profile before and recently, and I can't pinpoint what it is. I'm confident what this smells like I own, and I just, for some reason, can't think of it at the moment. But it smells really good. I got to give it to him. It smells really good. Damn it, what is it? Because this iced lemon type of smell is very enjoyable. It's very enjoyable. It's a fresh fragrance at its core, but it's very distinctive. And it's driving me nuts. I don't know if it's written on my face or not. It's driving me nuts that I can't pinpoint what it smells like. After this video, I'm going to go through my bottles and start trying to think about what it could be in smelling fragrances, because this is so familiar. So familiar, and I just can't pinpoint it. But that's the main things I smell here. It's a bright, zesty, zingy lemon feel on the opening blast. Starts settling into this iced lemon type of smell because it's a very fresh, minty geranium here. Soapy. You get a lot of lavender. I don't know what aromatic is. Aromatic notes of some sort are in here as well. So it is extremely aromatic. It provides that soapy lavender feel. It's a lavender base here, basically, is what the scent profile offers itself. It is warming up, but not getting very musky. It's not earthy from the patchouli. It is a little creamy, though. It's turning into an iced, creamy lemon. Like a lemon sickle. The hell is this? I can't figure it out. It's driving me nuts. It smells great, though. I have to give it to them. Both seem to smell really good. Dry Down's becoming a bit more woody with Noir Castle. It's getting a bit more basic. It's not as interesting as the opening was. Whereas this just keeps getting better and better with every sniff. Armour is the one that I think is the winner here in this video. This is the one that, from an overall presentation standpoint and from just an enjoyability factor for this scent profile, it's a joy to smell. Mega versatile. What is this fragrance, though? This is going to drive me insane until I figure out what this smells like, because it's super, super, super familiar. Guys, for those of you that have smelled this already and you've figured it out, please sound off in the comments what you believe it smells most closely related to. I'm hoping by the time this video goes live, I will have figured it out myself. Because the recording of this video, it might be a day or so before this video comes out. I really like this. I really like this. Okay, so let's give a first impressions rating to each. Noir Castle, I'm just going to judge solely on the scent because I think the bottle's corny. I am going to go with a 6 out of 10. I think it's slightly better than good. It does smell really nice, the opening, but as it starts to settle into a more basic wood dry down, that kind of takes away from it a little bit. Whereas with Armour, I'm going to give this one a 7. I think this is beginning stages of a very good fragrance here. I'm enjoying this a lot. I just can't pinpoint what it is. Bleu de Chanel, but not necessarily Bleu de Chanel. Like, I want to think that, but there's something else. It's not really Bleu de Chanel. Like, I'm trying to really go through in my mind what it could be, but Noir Castle, I'm going to go with a 6 out of 10. And Armour, like I said, yeah, I'm going to stick with a 7 out of 10. I think this is pretty good. I like this. If you can get out and sample this one, Macy's, Dillard's, wherever they carry it, check it out, and then order it directly from the website if you're interested in buying it. Matter of fact, let's see what prices are. Let me pull it up on the website real quick. Okay, so 100 ml of Noir Castle is $95 before the 30% off. So with 30% off, you got to figure that's $30 off of every 100, so that's like $65 for 100 ml. That's not too shabby. But with Armour, it is on sale for $70 currently before the 30% off. So there's a deal to be had here for Armour. So $3 off every 10 times 7, that's $21 off of 70. That's $49. That's a good price for this. $49 is a good price for this. I would urge you to get out and try this, or if you've had the Coffret where you have the small bottles, and that, let's say this was one of your favorites of the 4, now's your chance to get a full bottle, full presentation for $49 directly from English Laundry. You don't even have to go to a discount site to get a discounted price. Pretty heavily discounted too, because it's retail $85 on sale for $70, plus 30% off with TLTG 30 the code down below. So this is the one, in my opinion. Obviously, try before you buy if you have the opportunity. Always sample first, because just because I like this one, it might be basic and bland to you. It might be a boring release to you. Always sample first. Just take my opinions with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, it's my individual opinion. And just because I like it doesn't mean you will. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean you won't like it. So keep that in mind. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried either one of these? I'd like to thank the gentleman that works for English Laundry that reached out to me and offered these up to me. Sorry I'm a little harsh on you about this presentation, but the stuff matters. Overall, though, the fragrances are solid. This is a solid fragrance, and this is a really good fragrance. That's how I look at it. So that's the main thing. That's what really matters, is that they smell really good. This bottle does look super cool. This bottle does look super cheesy. Calling a spade here, guys. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on either one of them and you give them a spray now, who knows? You might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.